Well, hello everybody. How you doing? No countdown today, no videos. We're having a little bit of difficulty behind the scenes, so we're just coming to you live. I'm Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel, and tonight we're lucky to have Tina from Globus and Avalon Waterways. Hi, Tina.
Hey, Walter. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm not the most I'm definitely technically challenged, just to say that. So Walter's the most patient man ever, but yeah, we couldn't
It's
seem to get
all
the
good.
pick
It's all
up.
good,
So
Tina. So Tina had a beautiful slideshow all prepared for you guys, and we just could not get it to go. So here we are. So we're going to be talking tonight about what Cruise Critic calls the #1 river cruise line out there, which is Avalon Waterways. So if you guys have questions about Avalon, and we're also going to talk about our very exciting Christmas cruise coming up in 2027 as well. Very excited about that. We got a whole bunch of people already signed up for that one. So Tina, why don't you just start out? People who have never heard of Avalon Waterways have no idea what we're talking about. Why don't you give a little background on what Avalon Waterways is?
Oh, I would love to. I have to start by saying that river cruising has become my #1 way to travel. I adore it. I think I love it because it's all about the destination. It's upscale, but it's casual.
Oh,
So there's this sense of being really well taken care of, but yet it has this aura of just being able to come and go as you please, to get on and off the ship at your
nice.
leisure, but to be really pampered and taken care of. And I like to say with river cruising, you get to see the nooks and crannies of a place, because when you go down
Oh,
the river, you dock in front of these towns and you can wander in and back on the ship at your leisure. Of course, we offer escorted tours as well, but when you're on land, but however, it's just the most casual, easy way to travel, and a really way to experience a culture, I think, to really have that total cultural immersion. And that's what I love
hmm.
about river cruising. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can tell you a little bit about Avalon, though, and kind of what sets us
Well, why
apart.
don't you tell? And that is a distinction, because very often, I mean, most of the time on this channel, we are talking about ocean cruising. We've had a lot
Right,
of ocean cruising on here, and with ocean cruising, you pull in, you see the land, you go do your thing, and then you're just out at sea
right.
until maybe a couple of days or maybe the next day. But with river cruising, you are like in the land, you are in the culture the whole time.
Exactly. I think that's what I love about it so much, Walter, is I feel like I'm being unpacking once, and I'm actually totally immersed in a culture without having to pack and unpack to go to the next spot. So that
Mhm.
makes it really nice, but it really is focused on the destination. Um, One thing I absolutely love is the fact that we dock sometimes overnight. You can get on and off the ship at your leisure. There's nothing like sometimes being in a place at nighttime, because all the other tourists have gone home. And especially when you're doing the Christmas markets are magical. And when
Yeah.
you go into a Christmas market at night, when everything's lit up, you can smell the food in all the stalls. You can have a little wine, mulled wine. Um, it's just magical. There's
Mm.
no other way to explain it. It's absolutely beautiful. And I mean, we dock, like I said, overnight. You can stay out as long as you want to. You can go to a wine bar, or to a pub and mingle with locals and sample the food. So, again, it's that total experience, almost like living like a local.
Hmm.
But I want to tell you, I need to tell you a little bit about Avalon,
Yes.
and just kind of what sets us apart. First of all, I'm really proud of the company that I work for, because we were voted the #1 river cruise company by Condé Nast magazine, by Cruise Critic, which
Hmm.
is also really important because it's voted on by you, the travel advisors, as well as the consumer, and
Right.
by USA Today. So I know that we might not have the name recognition of some of our competition, but once people sail on us, they fall in love. And
Hmm.
I think the main reason, and I feel so bad I don't have pictures, so I'm going to have to be really descriptive, but it's our cabins. 80% of our cabins on board all of our ships, we call them suite ships because they're called
Hmm.
Panorama Suites. And
Mm.
basically, what they have are floor to ceiling sliders that open all the way up the entire width of the cabin.
Hmm.
And your entire room becomes a balcony. So the reason we've done that is because if you've ever been to Europe, if you've ever been on a river, you know you're going to go through a lot of locks.
Right.
And locks are, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room. You can literally open your door and touch the side of the lock. So in order to give you a balcony, our competition has to cut into the size of the cabin because they can't build them any wider. So we kind of have our solution to that is to make those floor to ceiling sliders so that we give you that balcony without making the cabin smaller. The other thing that we do that's really unique is we face the bed out.
Yes.
So you can always see everything that the river has to offer. And that's what you want to see. You can literally, you're going to pass monasteries and castles and little villages. You'll see everything. And that's why we do that. So you can we call it a bed with a view, because you can literally just lounge in your bed and look out. I think that's one of the things that really sets us apart. But our attention to detail on board, we've taken all of our clients' recommendations, responses, and we've morphed them into this product that people love. Let me give you an example. We have pillow menus. So you can decide what kind of pillow you want on board. Yeah, you can have foam, you can have feather. We have mattress menus. So we change the mattress topper according to what you like. So you can do the whole Goldilocks thing. You know, this is too soft, this is too hard, this is just right. So it's
I'm totally doing that. I am totally going to do that. Yes.
It's fantastic. All of our rooms have fully stocked mini bars. They have gorgeous bathrooms because our cabins are large and the way the bed's situated. Our bathrooms are really large. It's kind of like going into literally a 4-star hotel. They're all marble.
Nice.
And they have huge showers. So you literally can go in the shower and stick your arms out on either side and not touch.
Wow.
We have his and her
can't do that on a lot of ocean ships.
Oh God, I know. Can I just tell you a little funny story? I was on an ocean cruise, fantastic cruise, but I was in the shower and I dropped the soap. And to get the soap, I had to open the door and
been there, done that.
We have to do that at Avalon. We have full size amenities, L'Occitane amenities, which are French style amenities on board. We have Starlink Wi-Fi. So we have satellite Wi-Fi. Cool. It's included. And that's what I think your customers that are used to ocean cruising, they're going to be amazed at how many inclusions there are on river cruising because virtually everything's already included.
That's awesome.
Yeah, of course, all your meals are included. We also have wine, beer, and sparkling wine with breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Nice.
You have your mimosa with or without orange juice in the morning. And our wine, you order off a wine list. It's not like we're going to come and say, do you want red or white? Because you're doing the Rhine, which is Riesling country. So you will have a lot of local wines and be able to sample the wines on board. And you can drink to your heart's content, literally. So that's all included. You're also, if you purchase anything on shore, you can bring it on board. No charge, no fee, no limit.
No hiding it, none of that.
You don't have to sneak it on. We don't care what you bring on board.
Nice.
Yeah, you can buy chocolate, cheese, whatever strikes your fancy and bring it on board.
Love it. We're going to have a cheese party when I'm there.
We did a charcuterie on our last one a couple weeks ago.
I love it.
Yeah, we were in France and we went and bought, cheeses and fruit and veg. And we had a big spread on board, which was kind of nice. So all of that's included, as well as the bulk of your excursions are included, which I know is something different than what your ocean cruisers are used to.
Right.
Literally, we offer different types of excursions on board. So we have our classic excursions, which are the must-see sites. If you've never been somewhere like, say, Cologne, Germany, and you want to go to Cologne Cathedral, that would be a classic thing.
Right.
We also have our active excursions. So if you're, you want to do some hiking and that kind of thing, we have adventure host on board that can settle that up for you. Okay. And then my favorite are the discovery excursions, because those are complete
Oh,
cultural immersion. So they're like cooking classes or painting classes,
ooh.
or making. I saw on yours when I was doing the PowerPoint that unfortunately we can't see. There's a
Just
great,
imagine, if you will,
just imagine chocolate.
beautiful
Yeah.
slides happening.
But there's a chocolate making excursion on board.
Yes.
So we take you
Yes.
to a chocolate factory, and you can make your own signature chocolate. So
Oh,
there's all
nice.
of those, and the bulk of them, I'd say 85 to 90% are already included. We do throw a couple optionals in there because if,
Mhm.
you know, some of your folks out there are super active, they want to do a lot and they might want to do extra stuff. So
Sure.
we do have a few that are at a cost. But it was
Okay.
interesting to me because I had a friend who loves ocean cruising, and he likes to drink too a little bit and eats a lot, but anyway, and does a lot, very active. And he
Okay.
went to pay his bill at the end of the cruise, his, you know, room charge bill, gratuities and so forth, and it was 43 euros. He's like, oh my god, because everything, even your group's gratuities are included.
Yes.
So yeah, so I know
Loving that.
it's a
Loving that.
really excellent value for the dollar on top
Okay.
of everything else that we're doing.
Wonderful.
Hmm.
So why don't we answer a couple of questions and then
Okay.
we'll get back into it. So Alex is wondering, do you currently, or do you think Avalon will come to the US at all? Do any of the American rivers?
That's a great question, Alex. We've thought about it. The difference is sometimes in the US, it might be a little cost prohibitive, because the US tends to be pricier with the vendors.
Mhm.
But hey, you know, we do get requests for it, so it's definitely something we would put on the drawing board. No doubt
Okay.
about it. Yeah.
I almost have to laugh at this one because Zach is the hot tub whisperer. He checks out the hot tubs on every ship. So of course
Yeah.
his question was, do your ships have a hot tub and or a sauna steam room?
I was thinking James Brown. Remember that skit in the hot tub?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
We do have a hot tub.
You do
James,
have
we
a
do
hot tub.
have one on the top deck. So
Mhm.
this time of year, it might actually be kind of nice because it'll be chilly out when you guys are going, but there's nothing like being out in the elements a little bit and being in a hot tub. So
Right?
unfortunately, we do not have a sauna. So
Okay.
our ships are small, and I again, I wish I could show you. We have 80 cabins on board, so they hold about
Mhm.
160 people. So that's another reason, another
Yeah.
thing that will differentiate them from ocean cruising.
Mhm.
So good and bad. What I love about it is you get to know everyone on board.
Mhm.
You know, you do excursions with people. You meet in the lounge before dinner and have a
Right.
cocktail to hear the cruise director talk about the next day's port and so forth. So you
Right.
get to know everybody. So it's not as much about the ship as it is the destination. We really focus on the places that you're going and the
Yeah.
things to do and the culture. And we bring that culture on board. So after dinner, a lot of times in our Panorama Lounge, we'll have local talent. We'll have singers and dancers and opera singers and
Mhm.
comedians, any things that are locally from the cities that you're visiting. So you get
Sure.
a much more, I think, authentic cultural experience when you're on a river cruise than you do when
Mhm.
necessarily you're on an ocean cruise. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
We do have a little workout room, and you're going to need it. I'm telling you, because you're going to eat a lot on board. Um, our
Yeah, but
food
you do
is,
a lot of walking while you're off too.
oh, you do. And calories
So
don't count when you're on
they
vacation,
never
right?
do. They never do.
No,
Yeah,
you're
I
going to
think
eat
you
and
just
you're going to
I
eat
think you
and
just
drink
brought
quite a
up
bit.
a great point about the rivers too that a lot of people don't think about. You know, when you're on ocean, the ship might be 25, 50, maybe even 75% of your decision making process.
Mhm.
Whereas on the rivers, the ships are beautiful. I mean, you are going to be pampered,
Yes.
like you said, they are like a resort. But when it comes to rivers, the ship is a little bit less important than it is the fact that you're going to all of these destinations and you're going to be off the ship so much. And when you think of rivers, you think more of itinerary first, and then let's see what the ship is after. But do you agree with that?
I absolutely agree with it. It is about the destination on river cruising. And the ports aren't very far apart. So if, for instance, you were to miss the ship, although we wait for everyone, but just say you literally could take a taxi probably to the next stop or an Uber. It's not like, you're thousands of miles away from your next port.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And
Excuse me. I need to catch that ship. Just follow that ship wherever it's going. Just go there.
we do some day sailing too. Like we'll sail for maybe during lunch, and then we'll dock somewhere else, and then we sail at night. There's nothing more relaxing than when you do sail at night. We don't sail every night. We dock overnight a lot of times, but when you sail, there's something about it. It's so cathartic. You'll just be completely relaxed.
Yeah.
The ship is also laid out very well. As I mentioned, 80% of our ship are panorama suites. So that's the bulk of them. And it's not like you have to learn the lay of the land like you do when you're on an ocean cruiser, right?
Right.
So you'll know as soon as you get on board. You come on board, there's sort of a lobby area where the cruise director is, and that's sort of a front desk. You go to the right, there's the Panorama Lounge where the bar is. Then you go down the hall. At the end of the ship, we have something called the Club Lounge, which I love because the very back of the ship, I love sitting outside there sometimes when we're sailing. I get some I'm a kind of a photo buff, so I get some amazing photographs off the back.
Nice.
And one of the places that you're going to be going through on this particular sailing, which I love this itinerary, by the way, is you're going to go through the Rhine Gorge. And the Rhine Gorge is a really dramatic section of the river where the mountains come up on either side, and there's over 100 castles on the Rhine in that section. So as you sail through, you're actually going to get commentary about the history of not everyone, obviously, but a little about this and a little about that.
Oh, cool.
And it's so beautiful. And the one good place to see it is from the back of the ship where we have the little club lounge. And when I say club, it's not exclusive. Anybody on the ship can go there. It's open 24/7. The other reason I like it is because there's a coffee machine back there that I wanted to marry and take home with me. It makes the best cappuccinos ever. Macchiatos, lattes, hot chocolate. And then there's always a selection of teas, of juices, of flavored waters. You can pick what kind of water you want, still or sparkling, and you can flavor it. And there's some that it has, like there's minerals and vitamins that you can add to it. There's always snacks from that country. So whether they're sweets or savory. So that's kind of a place a lot of people go to read books, play cards, just to kind of chill out a little bit in the back of the ship.
Nice.
So those are your two main areas. The Panorama Lounge is where you meet for happy hour. We do have a included happy hour every day. It's the hour before dinner. So the drinks are free. After that, after dinner, the drinks are not free, but they're really affordable. Let me give you an example. We use top shelf liquor. I like martinis, and I'm from the Cleveland area, so when I get a martini in Cleveland, it's probably $18 ish. On board is $8, so it's very affordable, and it's top shelf liquor. It's not like we've got somebody making vodka in the back room anywhere like that. So you're good to go there.
Bathtub gin, here you go.
Exactly. So that's why there's not a whole lot of out of pocket expense. And let me tell you about the food. I'm Italian, so I like to eat, of course. Our food on board is some of the best. So what I like about it is it's farm to table. So it's all locally sourced. So what's nice about it is you have, I think part of traveling and enjoying travel is having food from the culture where you're visiting. That's part of the experience, that culturally immersive experience. So our chefs bring a lot of locally sourced food on board, and they construct a menu around it. So, and if you're a meat and potatoes kind of person, we have that as well, but we also try and incorporate a lot of local cuisine, what's in season, what is that place is known for. So we have that. Our dining, obviously all your meals and so forth, snacks, all that stuff's included. But our dining is a little different from other river cruise ships because you get to pretty much choose when you want to eat. So dinner starts at 7. but you don't have to be in the dining room at 7. So if you're on, say you're on shore and you're having a great time,
Gotcha.
if you want to come on later and come in at 8:30, you think of it more like a restaurant as
Sure.
opposed to, I have to be there at 7 or I'm not going to get to eat kind of thing.
Right.
Um,
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and we cater to every dietary need. So the
Nice.
chef will meet with whoever has issues with something. You're gluten free. You have to have, gluten free,
Mhm.
whatever. They meet with you the first day, and they'll construct a whole menu around what you can and
Oh,
can't eat.
wow.
So that's
That's
kind of nice
cool.
as well.
That's really cool.
Um, we
Okay.
also have high tea every afternoon
Nice.
too. So you have breakfast, lunch,
Nice.
dinner, high tea. And
Nice.
where you have dinner, you can change up as well. So you can eat in the dining
Huh.
room, but you can also eat in the lounge. So we
Nice.
have small plates in the lounge, same as what's in the dining room, but it's more casual. Say you don't want to go
Mhm.
down to a sit down dinner, you can eat in the
Gotcha.
lounge. You can have room service, no
Nice.
charge. It's included, breakfast, lunch, and
Nice.
dinner. So if you need
Nice.
to, you know,
Okay.
be on your own for a bit, away from the maddening crowd, you can have room service.
Sure. Sure.
We also do, we use our top deck, and probably not so much for Christmas time cruises, but
Yeah.
we do a sky grill
Oh,
because we
nice.
dock in some really nice spots. And we pack
Nice.
picnic baskets too for you
Oh,
if you
cool.
want to take them on shore as well, if you found kind
Cool.
of a nice spot. But
I
again, you
love
guys are
that.
going kind of in a different kind of time frame.
Well, that's
So,
okay because we got people
weather
watching who are
permitting.
going to go all year long. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Um, let's get a few more questions. So Betty wants to know, like with the Christmas markets, which is the cruise that we're hosting, but with the Christmas market, what types of excursions are offered?
Oh, Betty, I was looking at a lot of them. So we have some really unique ones. First of all, we have the classic ones. So if you haven't been to some of these cities, they will be, walking tours of that city, or like Cologne, Cologne Cathedral, which is really popular, tours of
Hmm.
that. We hire local guides. So we have people that really know the area, have grown up the area. They can give you the insider information. And I will mention too, we keep our excursion numbers small. So we keep them to about 20 people, which means we'll have 20 people with a guide. Once that's full, we'll add another 20 people with another guide, and so on and so
Okay.
on. So you're not
Nice.
in a massive group of people. Because sometimes, some of these towns are small, they have narrow
Right.
little, streets, and you don't want to overwhelm them with a group of 100 some people walking down the middle
Sure.
of the street. So
Sure.
we do that. Some of the excursions we do that I think are a little bit unique. Of course, you're going during Christmas markets, so it's a little bit different because you're going to get to see a lot of the Christmas markets while you're there.
Right.
But
Right.
we have chocolate making. We also
Nice.
have, there is in Rudesheim, which is the quintessential little Bavarian town. It's perfection. Um, they have tons of Christmas stores there year
Okay.
round, but there's a mechanical museum. They have all kinds of music boxes.
Yes, that looks cool.
Yeah, they have something called Rudesheimer coffee, which is
Oh,
coffee made with coffee, brandy, sugar, whipped cream, and shaved chocolate. What can be wrong with that? And then they kind of set it aflame before they put the whipped
wow.
cream on.
Okay, I'm trying that.
So they kind of make a whole production about it. So that.
I like that.
Um, we have Christmas concerts that you can go to. We always pick
Okay.
really scenic places like a castle.
Gotcha.
We do a Christmas concert at Angers Castle, which is,
Nice.
talk about the perfect, atmosphere for a Christmas, something Christmassy. We
Right.
do
Right.
that. Ornament making, cooking classes. So we
Hmm.
have a pretty wide array, and you're seeing a lot of different countries on the Rhine,
Hmm.
because you're going to be in Germany, you're going to be in France, you're going to be in Switzerland, and
Sure.
depending on if you do the extensions,
Hmm.
which you have some pre trip extensions, which I can talk a little bit about, one to
Okay.
Lucerne and then one to Lake Como, too, in Italy.
Right.
So
Right.
that even gives you even more options as far
Yeah.
as um, excursions. But you're really
Right.
going to be spending a lot of time in the Christmas markets. Have you been to them at all, Walter? Like just
Not
on the
yet. This will be
mainland?
our first time going to the Christmas markets.
They're so unique,
Hmm.
day or night, because there's all little stalls and it's all locally sourced, either food or crafts
Yeah.
or like ornaments, jewelry, um, wine. They have
Hmm.
it, it's called glue vine, which is mulled wine. So they have two
Nice.
different flavors. They have white and red. It's rot or
Nice.
white. So
Nice.
you can tell me which one you like better at the end. So there's nothing like
Okay.
it, sipping a mulled wine, walking around, and they usually play music. Then it
Right.
starts to snow. Everything's decorated for Christmas. There's little
Okay.
twinkle lights everywhere. And most of the Christmas markets usually are in the heart of the old towns.
Mm.
So it's kind of like going back in time and experiencing what life was back in the
Yeah.
day,
Nice.
which is, yeah, it's pretty amazing. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, you're going to visit churches, castles. We do some really unique castle visits while you're there. But
Yeah.
if you're looking for that sort of discovery excursion, we do, like I said, chocolate making, cookie making,
Yeah.
ornament making. So a lot of things of that nature on this
And
particular one.
since we've been talking about it so much, I'm just going to throw it up on the screen so y'all can see it while we answer some more questions. But what Tina keeps mentioning is our group cruise, of which, by the way, we already have like 19 or 20 of the 67 cabins already sold on this ship. So it's going to be pretty spectacular. It is Christmas time on the Rhine. It's going to be the Avalon View is the ship. It'll be December 7th through the 14th, 2027. Basel, Brisach, Kell, which is for Strasbourg, Ludwigshafen, Rudesheim, Cologne, Mainz, and Frankfurt over 7 days. So that's
Yes.
going to be pretty amazing.
It's a
Uh,
really wonderful itinerary, I think. Truly is. And when I was putting it together, I thought, wow, this is the quintessential Christmas itinerary. And I think
yeah.
you picked a really good time to go because it's right in the heart of the Christmas market
Yep.
season.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
We wanted it to be so everybody could be home for Thanksgiving and home for Christmas. You go there, you can buy all the gifts, and we know all the markets are going to be open by the 7th, because that is one of the things that you have to keep in mind, folks. If you book them, like if they start at the end of November, it's not like here where everything's open by Halloween. They actually open later. And so you need to make sure that their markets are going to be open. So yeah, we were very intentional with both the date and the ship, because as you mentioned, you have all panoramic suites, and so it's going to be December. Who's going to want to step out onto a balcony? You just lay there in bed and watch the whole world go by. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be
absolutely.
gorgeous.
Yes.
Darla has a question about Paris. What boats do that river? Well, ships would do the river, but more so, I'd be curious, because Darla, there are multiple ships from Avalon that will do that. But what would you also recommend as maybe some of the itineraries out of Paris?
Oh, we do the Seine. So Paris is on the Seine River. It's a very popular one because of the fact that it does northern France and it goes into Normandy.
Hmm.
So the Normandy landing beaches are part of it as well. But it has some really wonderful stops. It goes to, it's an opportunity to spend some time in Paris, which is, what the quintessential European city. But you
Yes.
can go to Giverny and visit Monet's gardens. You can go to Honfleur, which is this gorgeous little seaside town. If you like,
Hmm.
I do, but not everyone does. But they're known for their oysters. They
Ah.
have quintessentially delicious French oysters that are so good. The other big thing there is camembert cheese, and also
Ooh.
they have an apple brandy called Calvados,
Oh
and they
wow.
flavor a lot of things with it. So they bake with it, they
Wow.
make all kinds of things with it. So that's kind of that area is known for
Wow.
that. Also, Rouen, which is famous for Joan of Arc, where she was
Oh.
burned as a witch there. So there's a lot of history in that. That town is so well preserved,
Mm-hmm.
medieval town, that when you walk through it, literally, I felt like it was back in medieval times. It's gorgeous. And then you go
Wow.
up towards into Normandy is absolutely beautiful. That's where you see those fields of poppies, the red
Mm-hmm.
poppies that you always see photos of. That's up in
Yep.
that area. And then you go to the Normandy landing beaches, which if you've never done that, I would highly recommend it. We do many excursions there, and we do them from different perspectives. So, in
Okay.
other words, we have an American excursion, which would take you and talk about how the American Army landed. We have a Canadian, and we also have a British. So,
Oh,
depending on
wow.
maybe you have relatives from Great Britain that were there, you can get that different perspective. But we take you to
Interesting.
the landing beaches. And then we also take you to the American cemetery. So if you've had relatives that have
Oh,
passed,
wow.
they have a registry there where you can look them up and you can find out where they're buried
Okay.
there as well. So that
Okay.
whole Normandy region is beautiful. We have some extensions too there up to Mont Saint Michel, which is the castle that's on an island
Mm-hmm.
that you can walk over to, and you can walk all the way to the top. They're known for they make these omelets that are huge, these big puffy
Wow.
omelets. But that
Wow.
area is beautiful. But Paris,
Oh,
it's
wow.
definitely, they say you should definitely at least see Paris once in your life, for sure.
And I saw Betty had a follow-up question about the Christmas markets. Yes, Betty, the Christmas markets are more than just Christmas markets. You're still going to the same town. So if you want to go see the castles, you want to go off and do historical stuff, and you're not as interested in Christmas market, just keep in mind it will be winter time, and you'll have to check the schedules on, maybe some things won't be happening because it's winter time. But yeah, just because we call it a Christmas markets cruise, because that is the focus of it, you still have the opportunity to go off and do other things so long as it's running in December. That's all.
Now, in a lot of our local excursions that we do, they're not based on the Christmas markets. The Christmas markets are right there in the town, so you're going to see them.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the excursions we do are based on the classic sites within that town, like Cologne Cathedral, for instance,
Oh,
in Strasbourg Cathedral. So you're going to get walking tours of the town itself and the history of the town. The Christmas markets are more atmospheric, and it's because of the time of year. I've got to tell you, though, the Christmas markets might be a bit crowded, but I like traveling. This is considered technically more off season for the cultural
right,
things. I like it because it isn't as crowded, and
right,
you get a better feel, I think, for a place when it's not jam packed.
right.
In the Christmas markets, no doubt will be busy, but a
Busy,
lot of
but
the
everything
surrounding
else,
area,
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it might be a good time to do those historical tours because everybody's focused on
Perfect.
Christmas, and you're
Yes.
going to go off and do these other things. So yeah, yeah. So
Yes.
Betty, certainly something to consider.
Yes, for sure.
Alex wants to know, are you guys solo friendly?
Yes, we are. We have many sailings, and I'm not sure if Walters is one, but we have certain sailings where we have waive a single supplement, so there's no single supplement.
Nice.
So if it's not this one, Walter can certainly look up and see when there are sailings that are
Yeah.
geared a little bit more towards singles traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I often travel alone because I'm traveling for work, and I never feel uncomfortable, especially on a river cruise, because
Gotcha.
they're conducive to sort of getting to know people and to meet people. If you want to, you don't have to, but if
Right.
you're looking to just, not do everything on your own, you will have absolutely no problem whatsoever. You'll
Cool.
join in because you'll be with little groups here and there on excursions and so forth.
Awesome. So Deb wants to know, do you sign up for the excursions ahead of time, like an ocean cruise, or do you choose them there? And do the more popular excursions sell out, or can you guys keep adding
Great
tourists?
question. You can sign up ahead of time, but you don't have to. You can wait till you're on the ship. Oftentimes people do because of the fact that they want to hear what the cruise director has to say. And sometimes you just want to see how you feel or what the weather is going to be like, kind of a thing. If there's something that you see that you absolutely know that, hey, I'm going to do this, this is why I'm going to this particular place, then absolutely sign up for it. But it's not imperative.
Wow.
We always add on. So,
Wow.
like for the city tours, especially the walking tours of the cities and
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we do groups of 20 and we just let them know how many local guides we'll need ahead of time, like a
Okay.
few days ahead. And we'll say, okay, we've got X amount of people. So you're in a small group, but you always have the opportunity to jump on at the last minute if you want to, which is
That's awesome.
nice.
That is so different than ocean cruising. I
It
mean,
is. And we also
180
have
degrees away from ocean cruising.
we
That's
also
nice.
have gentle walkers excursions as well for folks. Yeah, well, not everybody can, tromp on cobblestones and climb up hills and that kind of
Yeah.
thing and steps. So we have some that are a little less strenuous as far as
Yep.
walking goes too, if you need to,
Okay.
kind of take it easy.
Good. And we already answered Darla's question about pre and post itineraries. Yes, they do have pre and post. You just reach out for that. Mike wants to know, do you host a chef table type of dinner on the ships?
Oh, that's a great question, Mike. No, we do not have a chef's table. We have very upscale dining, however. I wish I had my photos. I'm kind of a foodie.
Just
I
picture
like,
photos, food,
yeah, I like
drink.
good food and I
Yes.
like it well presented and I like
Mm-hmm.
local cuisine. So we've always scored extremely high with food on board. So the
Yeah.
food is top of the line. So
Yes.
it's not like you are going to be slugging through a big buffet with a tray. No.
Right.
You'll
Right.
be served and you can order as much or as little as you want off of a menu.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, I was in Burgundy and Provence at the end of August with a group of agent travel advisors. And so we would all order our courses. And then what was nice is, there might be a pasta or something that everybody wanted to try. So we'd order a couple for the table.
Sure.
You can eat as much as you want to.
Love it.
And then we have an app, doesn't everyone, right? But we have an Avalon Go app. And
Okay.
what I love about it is the menus are posted every day in
Ah,
the morning.
nice.
So you can kind of gauge, what you're going to be eating that breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the wine list is on there. The excursions are on there. There's a lot of
Okay.
information of things to do in your free time if you don't want to do any of the structured excursions. So there really are there's a lot of information about it.
Awesome. Do you have, that's kind of a follow-up. Do you have anything like where maybe we get to go with the chef when the chef goes out to the local market to maybe look at the food items and whatnot? And do you ever like have dinners where maybe it's off the ship?
We don't do dinners off the ship, but you're
Okay.
more obviously. I often partake, not often, but occasionally, because a lot of times, especially for lunch or something like that. And it's like I'm out. I want to try local cuisine. Um,
Hmm.
there are a lot. I don't know if this time of the year is quite as conducive, but again, like I was just in Provence on one of our
Yes, I
ships.
know. I saw the pictures. Folks, I
I
can
know.
attest to the food on the ship because she posts pictures all the
I'm one of
time
those
of the
crazy
food.
people.
I
Yeah, I
know, but
post
you post
food
beautiful
pictures.
photos. The food looks amazing.
But I went to a lot of food markets in France. And can I tell you, I had strawberries that were actually red all the way through. Like now when we
Wow.
buy strawberries at home, they're white and they never taste like
Yes.
they tasted
Right?
like strawberry. Everything is fresh.
Wow.
So I'm not sure because of the time of year that you're traveling, it's going to be like quite like that. You
Yeah.
can also do a kitchen tour if you want to do, see how
Oh,
the chef
cool.
prepares things. And you can also do a tour of the bridge with the
Mhm.
captain.
Nice.
And what's really interesting, if you are like a engineering type person, when you go through the locks, that's actually really kind of interesting because you can see how they go through and how they lower the ship and raise the ship. And sometimes we have to collapse a part of the top deck, where that
Hmm.
sky deck that's open, there's
Yeah.
sort of a canopied area. We'll collapse that. And
Hmm.
so it can go under a bridge and kind of thing. So that's also quite interesting, honestly.
Wow. That's
I
pretty
sound
cool.
nerdy, don't I?
Yeah. Well, and also I understand the bridge can actually go up and down, right?
Yes, it does. It lowers up and down. Yes,
That's pretty cool. Uh,
it is.
Mike wants to know, are there Christmas markets in Frankfurt? I believe there are.
Yes, there are. I've actually been to that one too. It's in the old town of Frankfurt.
Mm.
So again, it's in this big open. If you've been to Frankfurt, there's a big open square that's all pedestrian that you can just walk
Oh,
around, and
nice.
it's all encircled by just the old open beamed medieval style
Oh,
Germanic buildings, and the
wow.
Christmas market's all inside there, and it's beautiful. It's really pretty.
Wow. That's
So
nice. That's nice. So yeah, so we're
yeah.
planning, with this cruise, as you can see, it's up on the screen. So we start in Basel, which is Switzerland. We'll probably be flying into Zurich, and I've been doing some research. Looks like Zurich, and that area even has some Christmas markets or things going on anyway. So
Has
we'll,
fantastic Christmas market. They have
yeah,
I can't ever say that crystal. What's Swarovski?
Swarovski crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have a
Swarovski,
tree
Swarovski.
with
They have
it.
a tree.
A tree. It's all the ornaments are those crystals on it. It's stunning. And then
Wow.
they also do they project different like colors and things on the sides of buildings. So you feel like you're walking almost through like a fairyland. It's really unique.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
and here I go with food again. So I know you're starting in
Trust me,
Switzerland.
I've been
So
watching all the food videos on the Christmas markets. I'm ready. Go ahead.
there's two things you have to do. Promise me when you go there is when you get to Switzerland. Okay,
Uh,
you're going to go in. Zurich has an old town as well. Got to go there.
mhm.
Get fondue, cheese
Okay.
fondue. It
Okay.
is amazing. And they don't just put bread in their fondue. They dip all different things, all vegetables,
Yay.
pickles, potatoes, all different
Nice.
things. And
Nice.
it's Gruyere cheese. It's like a
Oh,
mix. I know.
yes. Yeah, you don't
It's
have to tell
so
me
good.
twice. Yeah, you don't have to
You
tell me
have to
twice.
try that, and
Yeah.
there's a chocolate store in every corner. Let
Yeah.
me tell you, you
Swiss
must do that.
chocolate. I mean, come on. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you've got to try, and they give samples. A lot of the small towns
Nice.
that you're stopping in, like Strasbourg, which
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
phenomenal macarons, cookies,
Wow.
but they give samples as well. But Strasbourg, Colmar, these like little towns that you're going to be going through, they have some of the best chocolate shops, pastry shops, gingerbread. If you've never had real German
Wow.
gingerbread,
Hmm.
it's not like ours is like the hard gingerbread that snaps kind of.
Yeah.
Theirs is chewy. It's almost like a chewy gingerbread, but
Huh.
I think they put something in it that's kind of addicting. It's like crack. It's like you come home and it's like, I need my German gingerbread. And beer. Oh my gosh, I didn't even tell
Yeah.
you. I mean, you're in some of the Cologne has, I can't even tell you how many microbreweries in Cologne, Germany.
Wow.
So you're going to be able to sample, if you're a beer aficionado, you're going to be able to sample a
Wow.
lot of different types of beer and, not just
Wow.
wines, so beers as well.
Wow. Wow. And of course, we've been talking about Christmas a lot, but you guys are in a lot of places. So we're already 50 minutes into this, Tina. We've been talking for so long. But so we've been talking about Christmas markets, which obviously is the focus of our group, but you guys obviously you cruise all year long and you
Yes.
are in multiple places besides Europe. So why don't you kind of fill in everybody?
Yeah.
Where are
Well,
you
yeah,
and
we
what are,
offer 77 cruises in 11 countries. So, of
wow.
course, we have like the Danube, which everybody knows, Budapest, Hungary, and Vienna, that
Mhm.
itinerary. We have the Rhine that you're on. We do the Seine, northern France. We do Bordeaux, and which is in western France. And then we do the
Mhm.
Rhone, which is Provence. But
Okay.
if you're looking for something a little different, we just started the Douro in Portugal 2
Oh.
years ago. Now that is literally a hot ticket. That is a brand new ship that we built. It's called the
Mhm.
Alegria, and it has a pool on the top deck.
Oh, how
It's got a
about
small
that?
pool. We also do, if you have a little bit of taste for the exotic, we do the Nile,
I
which I would
really want
highly
to do the
recommend.
Nile.
It's
Oh
like a
God, I
bucket
want to do
list.
the Nile.
You got to do it. We do the Amazon, and
Cool.
we do the Mekong as well,
Wow.
Cambodia, Vietnam. So we do those.
Wow.
And we also do the Galapagos, which is also considered Avalon Waterways. So we
Really?
do that. So we have a really wide array of product that you
Hmm.
can sample. And if you go on this cruise, you get a welcome back credit. So every
Okay.
time you travel with us, you get a welcome back credit. It's good for 2 years. It's normally it starts at about $250. It's a
Oh,
credit, and you can put it towards any Globus, Cosmos, or Avalon trip that you want to take
wow.
again. So, yes.
Wow. That's awesome.
Okay,
That's awesome.
and I will tell you too, as a courtesy to Walter, too, because he's such a good customer for us.
I
We're going to
try.
give
I
him
mean, it's not hard to sell your cruises. They're so awesome.
we're going to give him a promotion. So anybody that would deposit on this cruise or any cruise, honestly, we're going to give him a promotional code so that you would receive $50 off a person.
Ooh,
Um,
nice.
the deposit for Avalon is not much. It's $250 a person to secure your space.
Hmm.
And the balance is not due until 120 days prior to departure. So it's not like you have to pay everything up front. So you've
Oh,
got 2
yeah.
years to pay on your
That's
cruise.
another reason why we chose this particular cruise, because the final payment's not due until September of 27. So you
Right.
literally have 2 years. You can just pay it off little by little over. In fact,
Yeah.
I've already had some clients that have made one payment now. They've started.
Mhm.
They made the deposit. Now they've made a payment. And that's another thing I love about Avalon is you don't have that, 18-month or 24-month commitment that, oh, I got to pay it all right now. I didn't really
Yeah.
want to. So yeah, I love that
Exactly.
policy. Um, and also I want to note that the Christmas time in the Rhine, our group, we currently have $400 per person saving because the prepaid gratuities are added. And at the time that we set this group up, there was a $250 per person promotion that we were told is going to stick until the group is closed. So because we set the group up so early, we actually have $400 per person savings. So $800 for two people savings on this
So
particular
add
cruise, which is
the
amazing.
extra 50, so you've got $900 off. And the
Nice.
nice thing that Walter did when he held the space, it's true, it locks that price in. So anybody, because that price is gone now.
The price
But
is
he's
gone.
got it. He's got it. He still has access to it. So he'll have it for the duration of his
And now Tina's adding another, was that $50 for the stateroom or 50 per person?
per person. So another hundred
So we just
dollars.
added another $100 for two people that can
Yeah.
be added to the
Yeah.
stateroom. So how about that? Wow,
Yes.
Tina, that's awesome.
I'm
Love
so
that.
disappointed I didn't have my pictures to show you.
That's all
I'll
right. You
find
did
a way
great.
to maybe I'll record a little Zoom for you, Walter, and
Hey,
send
that'd be
and
awesome.
send the link out.
That'd be
Because
awesome.
I would love to put pictures to me chattering on for an hour. So you can really kind of see what it's like for
And I
sure.
had the whole video of what the ship looked like, but due to the technical issues, we just jumped right into it because we didn't want you guys to wait another 3 minutes. So, Tina, other than Christmas markets, and we talked about that a lot, you have
Mhm.
been on quite a few of these. Other than the Christmas markets, what are some of your favorites, and or what would you recommend for folks who want to get into river cruising?
Well, the Rhine actually is our most popular river.
Hmm.
Not, not necessarily Christmas markets, but the Rhine River tends to be
Right.
popular because in high season, the normal season, it normally starts in Amsterdam and goes down to Basel or vice versa, Basel back up to
Gotcha.
Amsterdam. So
Gotcha.
that is the Danube is also popular because it has Budapest and Vienna. And a
Hmm.
lot of people, we do a lot of our Danube with a 2-night extension to Prague, which has
Okay.
become kind of a hot ticket. My favorite river is the one I was just on, though. It's southern France. It's the Rhone, and it does
Mm.
Burgundy and Provence. That area to me is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the add-ons that you can do on that, you can go down to the southern France, like Monte Carlo, Nice, Monaco. We have a
Wow.
little extensions on either end. So that one is great. The Seine, I
Yep.
loved it as well.
Okay.
Bordeaux, I have not been on. I've been to Bordeaux. If you are a wine aficionado, Bordeaux is by far and away, like
Yeah.
Saint-Emilion, all those little wine towns,
Oh, wow.
phenomenal. Yeah, for
Wow.
sure. And the
That's,
Mekong, I've done that. I loved the Mekong.
you did the Mekong. Wow. What was that like?
Yeah. Unique. It's very exotic.
Hmm.
And I'm glad I liked doing it from the ship. That ship is very small.
Hmm.
Holds 36 people. It's 18
Yeah.
cabins. So the
Yeah.
ratio of crew to passenger is really
Right.
high. So it's
Right.
very you're really pampered on board. So it's
Hmm.
kind of nice to be able to, after you're out, and touring and it's warm and everything, to be able to come back on the ship and be in luxury
Right.
like that. It was just really beautiful, though. The people there are so friendly and so warm and kind. They're a
Nice.
gentle culture. And so I really enjoyed that. And I've done the Nile was, um, I had a big birthday. I won't say which one
Ah.
it was, but it was my
And
big
I
birthday
won't
trip.
ask.
it, it was it was a bucket list trip for me.
Nice.
I've always wanted to do it, and Avalon does not scrimp. We stay in. I stayed in Cairo to start for a while, and they put you in the Mina House, which has a view of the pyramids, and I'll never forget
Oh,
that. Going to my hotel
wow.
room, opening up the curtains, and the pyramids are right there. I literally had tears in my eyes. It's beautiful.
Wow.
So that's definitely a bucket list trip. If any of you have it on your list, I would highly
Mhm.
recommend it.
And you talked about how small the ship was in Cambodia. That is one of the things that is so unique about river cruising, folks, is that
Hmm.
the ships have to be designed for the specific rivers that they're going on because there's
Exactly.
different drafts, there's different bridge heights, there's different everything, different traffic. And
Hmm.
like when you look at the ships on the Nile, they look like one thing. When you look at the ships in Cambodia, they look like something else. When you look at the ships
Yeah.
in Europe. So I think that's one of the more unique things about river cruising is that the ships are
Hmm.
designed for the specific rivers they're going to go on.
Yeah, that's exactly true. So give it a try. It's different than ocean cruising for sure, but I
Hmm.
know that once you do one, I will
Yeah.
have you. You will love it.
You'll have us. You'll have us.
You will
I,
love it. I can't imagine you
I
not
love it.
liking it. Yeah.
And, you can see next to Tina's name, it does have the word Globus. Avalon is actually a part of the Globus family of brands, which has a gazillion land tours as well. So we can put all kinds of things together. We're going to have Tina back at some point where we'll talk about the land side of things. So keep that in mind. Um, Tina, this has been amazing. We've already gone.
Now, thank you for having me. And again, my apologies for the lack of photos, but
I
we
think
will
you did
get something
great.
to you, Walter, so that
They
you
had it all in
can.
their head, and they were probably all at
I
my
tried to paint a
website.
picture without doing hand puppets.
Yeah, and they were all at my
Yeah.
website the whole time looking at the Christmas market so they could see the pictures of the ship and all of that. And Tina, don't go anywhere when we sign off. I've got another question for you, so hang tight when we sign
Okay,
off.
will do.
But folks, I'll remind you that I am Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. We have amazing travel partners. When I tell you that we have amazing travel partners like Tina at Avalon, there she is. She just took an hour of her evening with us, and she's been a good friend to the company. We're just really getting started with river cruising, and she shared so much information and was such a huge help in getting this group all set up. This is our very first river group, and we could not be more pleased with how it's going and all of the assistance that Avalon is giving. So folks, if we can help you in any way plan any of your river adventures out there with Avalon Waterways, like she said, they are not just in Europe, they're all around. Just reach out to where'swaltertravel.com. And remember, we have $400 savings on this Christmas time in the Rhine. And if you book within the next little bit, Tina's going to throw in an extra 50 off per person, or 50 off per person for any Avalon Waterway trip that you want to take. How cool is that? I love that. So Tina, thank you so very much for joining us
Gosh,
tonight.
thank you guys.
And thank you
Appreciate
all right. And thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you guys Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. right back here. Have a good night, everybody.
it. Good night.